Can I just finish mi empanadilla real quick? Hey humans, welcome back to otro videito más. Today, we're going to be talking about which one of these two should you get. The new Sony 16-35 f4 power zoom or the old 16-35 f2.8 GM. Let's get to it. Now, this is not going to be a super test-driven video since the image quality is not even a question with either of these two lenses. So there's an old lens and a new lens. The 16-35 f2.8 is technically an old lens because it came out in 2017, but it's still a beast of a lens. It has that GM branding, so you know this lens is good. Now, the f4 power zoom was just released a year ago in 2022, and it's also a beast of a lens, just a tinier beast. All right, so let's stop real quick. Here are the sun flares for each lens, because apparently it's a huge deal. I guess everyone's shooting towards the sun nowadays. So they are definitely more controlled on the f4 than the f2.8 at their widest aperture. So there's that. There you go, you have it. Lens flares. But with that being said, the image quality is superb on both of these lenses. So what else could I possibly talk about? Well, there's another thing that's pretty important. That is handling, because that is what we do with these. We handle them at all times. So come with me to the forbidden outdoors to check some of the real world use. We're gonna start with the f4 and we're gonna move on to the f2.8, and afterwards I'll come back and discuss the main points. Right now, this is the f4 power zoom. So this is like the camera like this close to my face. I think it's too bad. 16. Try to use my thumb as the zoomer, but I'm also hitting the other zoom ring and the focus, so it's kind of odd. Let's go to the 35. 35, here we go. The bokeh actually looks pretty decent. You can barely see Sophia in the back. Curious to see now the 16-35 at 2.8. I do have it at 2.8, and the bokeh at 35 is obviously super nice. If we zoom out to 16, I have literally the camera also this length away. It's not too bad to hold. Feels actually nice to vlog with it because I can hold more of a lens, balance it better in my hand than the f4 version, which is kind of odd because I thought this was just going to be heavy. On the 16 f2.8, if you see this right here, it's like, I don't know, it helps me put my fingers around it and actually grip it. And since this only comes out when it's at the 16, it's actually kind of nice. It's nicer to vlog with it, which is odd. I thought it was going to be the other way around, but this is why we test things. I think the 2.8 is pretty nice. Focus still pretty good. So to answer my question here, the outdoors, do I need the 2.8? I don't think so. I mean, it's obviously nice to have, because once it gets darker, we're gonna need it. Starting to think that all that matters between the f4 and the 2.8 is if you shoot a lot of low light stuff or in like low light places, indoor places. If you do, then you probably want to get the f2.8. But if you are normally outside, let's just say you live in like, I don't know, Alaska or Utah, or one of those places where being outside is like normal, I think the f4 is gonna be more than enough. Like, definitely more than enough. I really do like 16 f2. With that groove that I just showed you, I can like palm it very easily, and I can like balance it with these two fingers. Put my finger back here and the rest. So definitely that parallax was not as smooth as I was hoping. But honestly, I don't think the F4 was smooth either. I definitely need to tweak it in the camera settings. Here's basically to show you, this is the A7R5, the A7S3. It does have a cage, but it's not really doing anything for the height. You can see the height difference. It is a bit longer. This one is obviously more inconspicuous than this one. The 16 does come out and protrudes a little bit more. So if you want compact, go with the F4 version. If you want more light, then go with the F2.8. They're both really good. Even though this is a G branded lens and this is a GM, they're both really good glass. I mean, keep in mind this lens came out a long time ago, like quite a bit, 2017. So they are due for a refresh. I hope it happens soon. If it does, I'm definitely selling this one and buying the other one. But besides the point, they're both really good glass. So that was me in the outdoors. I hope you enjoyed that. So real quick, I'll show you a few test shots comparison between the F4 and the F2.8 and see if you can tell which one is which. They're both gonna be shot wide open because yeah. Alright, so in summary, the weight is a pretty big thing to consider. The F4 Power Zoom weighs in at 0.78 pounds, and the F2.8 weighs at a whopping 1.49 pounds. So this lens is half the weight of this one. Also, the F4 is a lot shorter than the F2.8. So by going with the F4, there's a lot more room in your camera bag. Overall, the F4 wins when it comes to size and weight because it's the smallest and the lightest. Easy, right? Now let's move on to handling. All right, so now when it comes to handling, this is where it gets tricky because obviously it's per the user, so per me. And while I was using the F4, my only problem was that my hand kept hitting the zoom ring and the focus ring. So it wasn't that smooth of an experience just walking around holding this lens like this, but it still doesn't feel as good. I feel like it's something you have to try, right? All right, so when it comes to the 16 to 35 f2.8, yes, it's heavier. Don't get me wrong. It is heavier to hold, but look, right here, I have my two fingers basically pinching the barrel and I'm not touching the focus ring. Right here, I have my other finger right in the middle, so I'm not touching either the zoom ring or the focus ring, which is nice. And then back here, I just, have a little lip to hold on to. So to me, this is more comfortable. Yes, it is heavier, but it feels more comfortable. I like this. I think this is great. This is what I'm saying. When it comes to handling, it depends on the person. I know this was a summary, but I just gotta state that fact. Like, you gotta hold it and feel it and then you'll know. That is the only way. Now, if we're talking not vlogging, aka just shooting pictures like that, or shooting video of somebody else, then yeah, I mean, it's a different experience, but I'm specifically talking about vlogging. Like, just holding it feels more comfortable with the 16-35 f2.8 than this one. There's more surface area to hold on this lens than this one. But when it comes to pictures, I think this is a lot better. It's so light, it's just so fun to just take around. So for photography, the f4 is going to be plenty during the daylight. But yeah, when it comes to handling, which is the biggest thing, and the reason I'm doing this video is a personal thing. So you kind of have to hold them both and use them both for you to figure out which one. Now, me personally, I like the G Master glass. I like the 2.8. I'm okay with the weight. It's really not that heavy compared to other lenses. But honestly, if you really want to go mega light but still use a full frame, just get the CVE one with the f4 power zoom and you'll be golden. Just golden. It'll be probably the best combo out there. But again, in my opinion, when it comes to handling, if you are vlogging, then the f2.8 wins because it's a lot easier to hold while pointing it at yourself. But for everything else, I think the f4 wins just because it's lighter. But I like my results from this lens more than the f4, and that's what it comes down to. Results. Now let's talk low light. Yes, the f4 does have its limitations when it comes to low light performance, but the Sony cameras being what they are right now and all the improvements they've done to the sensor and the ISO, low light is less and less of an issue with Sony cameras. So like I always say, it's better to have it, in this case a 2.8, and not use it, than to need it and not have it. Final word is that I'm choosing the 16-35 f2.8, a bit more versatile when it comes to low light. Another point of versatility is that this is rocking an 82mm filter thread, and so is my 35-1/5, which means I only have to carry around one filter for both lenses. And this way I don't have to carry around step-up rings or buy more filters. And yes, the weight is a thing, but I personally don't mind it at all. Hopefully, Sony will release the 16-35 f2.8 GM version 2 that's at least like 30 or 40% lighter. And if they do that, I will sell this one and I will buy the new one. But if I needed to pull my thoughts in like 2 sentences for which one should you get, here it is. Get the f2.8 if you need better low light performance. Get the f4 if you need a lighter setup or the power zoom feature. That's it. But just remember the prices, because money is a thing. The f4 is $1,200 and the f2.8 is $2,200. So if money is an issue, then for sure go for the f4 or find the f2.8 use, which is what I did. But just think about all the things you can do with $1,000 if you pick this one over this one. It's a lot of money. Alright, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe for a chance to win a camera cage kit of your choosing, and make sure you hit that bell icon so you can get notified when I share who the winner is and when I post new videos. Don't forget to like this video, it really does help the channel, and comment down below to which lens are you leaning towards and why. And if you have one, why did you pick that one? That's all I want to know. Why did you pick that one? Or why are you leaning to which one? I'm very curious. So let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and yeah, tara
Oh yeah, that sounds good.